We go, so just a quick thing. So Subha, Srini, so if someone is waiting in the lobby, so just admit them in. So whenever I start the session, and for others, so everyone is being muted and the camera is off. So any questions in between, so you can put it in the Q&A section. So at the end, so when we finish it, so we'll try to answer as much as possible. And if something we could not answer, so we will send it by email. So whatever the questions that you asked, and we are recording this, and we'll be sharing the recording also. Okay. Okay, so this managing projects and sprints, Zoho projects and sprints. So my name is Salvi Shaji, so I'm the director for CEPPM, and I have me here, Subha Mariappan. So I'll be taking on the project as well as the Zoho projects demo. And then Subha will be taking on from Zoho sprints, and finally we'll be joining together for the Q&A section. Okay. So we'll be starting with the basics of how the project is, the project life cycle, and what are the project development life cycle. So then we move into the demo of Zoho projects, and then the demo of Zoho sprints, and finally we'll open up for the Q&A. Okay. So we'll start with a project. So I hope you might be knowing. So still I'm saying what exactly is a project? A project is a temporary endeavor. So with a defined goal and with the specified time frame, and which is run within the specified time frame and with the required resources. So every project, if you see, so that will be having a definite start and definite end. So any project so that you see, so it will be having a definite start and definite end. So it's about creating something new or unique. So like building a website, launching a new product, or even planning a vacation. So all these are called as a project. So project management, if you see, it's an art and science of planning, executing, and controlling the projects to achieve the specific objectives. So we apply the knowledge and skills to achieve the specific objectives. So it's something like a conductor of an orchestra, ensuring all the instruments play in harmony to create a beautiful piece. So that shows the project management. So when we come to project life cycle, so that shows about the journey a project takes from its inception to its completion. So it typically involves the phases like initiation. So in this case, so we can see here, so that it's showing as defining, so or initiation. So then comes the planning, then execution, and then monitoring and controlling, and then the closure. So if you see the monitoring and controlling, so it is moving from the start till the end. So at each and every stage, so whenever there is a inception stage or the initiation stage or the planning stage, so there are also the certain controls so that is required, so that will be also be taken care. Okay. So understanding the life cycle helps you to anticipate the challenges, allocate resources effectively, and deliver the successful outcome of the project. So some of the tasks which are below each and every phases are mentioned here. Okay, so this might not be the same for all the projects, so it can be customized or tailored based on the need. So what we see here is the project management life cycle. So now we jump to project development life cycle. So the project development life cycle. So the project life cycle is generic for each and every, so that same for any kind of a project. So whereas the development life cycle, so based on the type of project and the complexity, so that differs. So if you see about the predictive life cycle or the traditional one or the plan driven, so you can think of as a roadmap. So you meticulously plan everything upfront. Okay, and so where you get the clear stages like initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and closure. So this approach, so that works well for the stable and well understood projects, so where you know about the full details of about the projects. So at that particular stage, you can use the predictive or the plan driven approach. Okay. Certain cases like building a bridge, so that can be taken as an example for the predictive or the plan-driven approach. So whereas agile, so which is more flexible and adaptable. So the agile mainly embraces iterative cycles and the continuous improvement. So the work unfolds the short sprints, so which allows the adjustments based on feedback and the market demands. So imagine developing a mobile app. So Agile lets you adapt to the user needs as you go each and every iteration further. Now, if we come and see about the hybrid, so this blends the best of both worlds, that is the predictive as well as the adaptive or the agile. So use predictive for the foundational aspects like budget and deadlines, while embracing the agile for flexible parts like developing features where there is more uncertainties or there are so much unknowns that are available and you don't have a clear overall um, uh, detail. So in that particular cases, you can use the adaptive method. So something like launching a new product line. So you can use the hybrid method. So it runs along with the predictive as well as the agile methods together. Okay. So the predictive life cycle, so it's ideal for stable projects with the clear requirements, which is also called as the linear kind of cycle. So one after the other, so that it will run. So it has a fixed requirement, and the activities are performed once per project, and it's a single delivery, and the goal is manage the cost. If you see about the agile, so it is perfect for dynamic environments where flexibility and adaptability are the key. So in adaptive, you have various different types. So that is iterative, incremental, and agile. So iterative, so that iterative as well as incremental and agile. So those have the dynamic requirements. And in the iterative, the activities are repeated until you get the perfection. So most of the R&D type of organizations will use the iterative type. As the incrementals, activities performed once per increment. You will be having a frequent small deliverable. So as and when you know the details, so you go and prepare for the next iteration. And agile is it combines the iterative repetition of activities as well as the incremental deliveries. Okay. So for the goal of agile is the customer value. So the life cycle of the agile life cycle looks like this. So you have the iterative based agile as well as the flow based agile. So in the iterative based agile, so where you have the clear, so you set the duration for the each and every iteration. Okay, so it may be a 2-week iteration or 3 weeks iteration. So for each and every iteration, so it is the same for each and the duration. So based on that you run, and for each 2 weeks you will be having the requirement analysis, design, build, and test. So that continues until the project is completed. So you will be following that. And then we have the flow-based agile. So flow-based agile is so based on the work in progress. So what are the features that you're going to do? So based on that feature, you fix the duration. So it can be, so the first might be 2 weeks and the second might be 4 weeks or something. So based on how much work you're taking and the WIP limit, so based on that, you'll be fixing that. So that is the flow-based agile. So in general, so if you see, so this you might have seen in many of the agile training programs. So the Scrum, so runs like this. So in each and every iteration or a sprint, so you call iteration, some frameworks call it as a iteration, some frameworks call it as a sprint. So in that each and every iteration, so you have the sprint planning, so that you do at the initial starting, and then you go with the execution, so that the iteration progress happens, and during that time, so on a daily basis, you have the daily scrum, so which is conducted nearly 15 minutes, and at the end, so you will do the sprint review, and after that you do the sprint retrospective. Okay, so in sprint review, so that only you give the feedback about the product. So the customer also will attend, and the customer will give the feedback. And in the retrospective, so you follow whether the process, everything is being followed, and how we are moving in. And the other artifacts, what you follow is the product backlog, the sprint backlog, and the other works that you're taking care of. Okay. So the main persons that involved in the sprint or the scrum or the product owner. Okay, so who mainly owns the backlog items, and he or she is the one who prioritizes, so which has to occur first, which has to occur second, and then the agile team or the development team, so they do the work, and then you have the scrum master or the servant leader, so who facilitates the scrum or the sprint. And then the hybrid methodology, so the various different ways how it runs. So it's best suited for the projects with a mix of known and unknown elements. So you can have the combination of agile first and then predictive later. Or you can, so some phases will have together agile and predictive together, that is running, or it can be a combination of say the overall level predictive and small areas where there are more unknowns. You can be using the agile way, and the last one, so at the very overall level you use the agile, and at a particular stage alone you use the predictive. Okay, so these are the three different development life cycles, that is predictive, adaptive, as well as the hybrid method. So now we'll move to the demo. So I'll be showing you the Zoho projects demo, and then later on, Subha will be giving you the Zoho sprints demo. Screen. Okay. Able to see my screen?
Yeah, able to. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So time. Okay, so this is the Zoho project, so where it helps you to manage the projects. Okay, so you can create the project, below the project, so each and every the summary level, the task level, the subtask, all these things you can manage, and you can also add the resources to the project, and you can add the budget, and you find out what is the forecast and how you're going to maintain. And once the planning is completed, how you're going to move ahead, and how you're going to baseline, and the how you're going to track it. Okay, so this is the project view where you can see the list of projects, and also you can see the Gantt chart at the right side. So where you can see the full so how, from when to when the project is running. So that information that you can see, and when you see extend this the separator, so in between the bar and the other thing, so that if you move on, so then you can see the start date and dates for each and every project, so that information, so that you can see. And you can also group these projects. So based on portfolio 1 or the business unit 1. So based on that, if you want to list out the project and group it and see, so that also you can group it and see. And for each and every project, so at what stage it is there and what is the percentage that is completed. So all these informations that you can see. So you can also verify so that at the project level, so wherever the task and the resource level, so you added the cost and the resources, so that roll up will happen and you'll be able to see the list of the cost that is associated with the projects as well. Okay. So you can create the new project. So in the new project, so when creating new project, so there are some built-in templates available. So you can take information from the templates, so manufacturing, so software development, construction. So from that, you can take the templates, or you can go ahead and create a new project from the base. Also, you can create it. So a new project webinar. So and here also I can select, so if any template that I have already, so that I can make use of this template. And so the same way, so if this need to be if it is something like a hybrid kind of a project and you need to track the adaptive also, so you can add this project to the Zoho sprint set as well. And you can mention, so when you're going to start the project. Okay. And so if it is a strict project, you can give the end date and the description of the project, the layout, what you're going to use, what name that you're going to give, and the tag, so that you can tag, and which will help you to filter as well as the group the project. And you can add the project manager and the currency, the budget type, how you're going to use it, based on the project amount or milestone amount or the project hours or the task amount, so that you can mention it here. And the billing method, how you're going to do it, so based on project hours or staff hours, or based on the task. Okay. And you mentioned, so whether this anything that you're doing at the lower level, so whether it need to roll up to the top level, so that is from the task to subtask, whether it need to move to summary, and from the summary, whether it need to move to the project level. So that also you can mention. And then you can specify whether what are the tabs, so that each and every person can view. So in this particular project, which are the tabs that you're going to include, and then mention, so what the access that you're giving. So private or public. So public means everyone who is part of this organization or part of this portal, so they will be able to see it. Private means only the persons who are involved in this particular project, or whoever you are assigning to this particular project, can view this project. So I already created one project and we have I opened it. So the project management work plan. So you can see here the summary level, so that I created the initiation phase, the planning phase, execution, and the closeout phase. And then from that, I have created the list of tasks. So the task list. So from the task list, so that you can see. From the summary, if you see, so from the initiation phase, have the requirements gathering, and then the project charter, and then the business case. So like that. So the planning phase, I have scope statement, WBS, WBS2, performance baseline measure. So those things that I have. And so below this particular task list, I have the list of tasks. Okay, so that I have prepared the list of tasks, and for each and every task, what is the duration, so that also I have mentioned. And then, so if any of this task has a subtask also, so for this major milestone, so I have created 2 subtasks, that is milestone 1 and milestones 2, so that I have created, so that also I can view on. So based on the duration, so the duration I given, and then I can specify. So when it is started, I can mention, so it is in progress or in review. So what's the status that it is there, so that I'll be able to specify based on the availability. And if based on the organization, we can customize the status, and so during the implementation, so that also can be done. So once this the duration, the task list, the duration, so then can give the relationship between the activities. So the relationship that I have specified here. Okay. so that relationship. So after giving the relationship and this, when I'm going to start based on the start date, anything that I give, so I can find out so when I'm going to finish this particular project. Okay, so it gives the final end date. So that is got rolled up. Okay, so the initiation phase, so that is getting completed by 18/1. So starting from 2023. And you can see the list of tasks so that has been added. So with the relationship, so all these the full thing so that it is showing up to you. And also, so we can see this. So after this completion, so you can see which are the critical path. So which are the tasks that are falling in the critical path, so that I'll be able to see on. So okay, so I can see so based on the total floor, so wherever the critical path that is there, so that I'll be able to find out. Okay, and for each and every level, so the features that are available are at the summary level. So where you create the WBS, the higher level hierarchy. So where you under that particular summary, so what are the task lists that are available and what are the tasks that are available, so that I can mention. And for that particular things, I can mention what are the issues if I found out any of the issues, so that issues can be added. The release notes, so when it is completed, automatically that gets captured. And you can see the chart views where it shows the status of that. So the budget status, so based on the amount or others, so that you'll be able to see the budget health, the task list by status, the task by status, so that you can see, and the task count by the owner, issue status, the timesheet summaries, all these informations that you can see on from here. And at the top, if you see, so you can see the planned versus the actual, the budget balance, as well as what is the forecast that is available, so that also you can see it. And the other tab, what you can see is the status timeline, so which shows how long that you have spent for this particular summary task that you'll be able to identify. And the activity stream shows something like an audit report, so who does what, when it was changed, when it was updated, so all these informations that you can capture it. And in the same way for the task list also, so you'll be able to see that information. So the task list, so below that, so what are the different tasks that are available, so that you can see. And also you can see the chart view. So the budget status, the same like what you saw in the summary level. So the same you can see it here as well. And any comments related to that particular task list, so that also can be added. And then you can go with the details with the tasks, where you have the various different details available. So what is the who are the owners, so what are the different assignments so that you're given, so where it is due, and whether it is, if it is a recurring task, so like meetings and other related daily stand-up or something, so that you can mark it as a recurring, so that automatically recurs. And the priority, so that you can specify whether it is a low priority task or anything. And also you can set the reminder. So if someone is doing that particular task, and for them, so when it is going to start or something, so that you need to send them the reminder, or when it is going to finish, that kind of reminder that you want to send it, so that also can be given. And then you can specify the billing type, whether it is a billable one or a non-billable one. And so the WBS level, the WBS code and other things, so that create some customized fields. So you can create any of the customized fields, and that can be added. And so any of the subtask available, you can do. The documents can be added here. So you can, if a forum is being associated, so you can include the forum, and you can, each and every person can collaborate with that. And from here, we can give the dependency, what is the predecessor, successor, that dependency can be specified. And same like status timeline, the activity stream, the other things can be included. So, and also you can include, so if some documents are available in SharePoint or Google Drive, so that can be configured and it can be taken inside. Okay, so at the task level also, you can see what is the planned cost, what is the budget balance forecasted, and if you are given any actuals, so the actuals also it will show up here. Okay, so once that it is being progressed, and whenever any work that is being carried out, so you can update the task. So you can open the task and you can update it so that it will scroll up to the higher level. Or if you want to capture it automatically, so when you're going to start, so you can start the timer. So it automatically starts the work, and so then you can capture the time there. Okay. Otherwise, you can update by going to the timesheet, or you can go to this task and you can mention what is the percentage completed, and all these informations can be updated. Okay, so once that is completed and the baseline is being set, I already saved the baseline. So if you want to compare it along with the baseline, so how the baseline is being set and how it is running, so that you'll be able to do that comparison as well. So whatever you're seeing at the bottom, so that gray color, so that is the baseline, and whatever is showing at the top, so that is the current one, how it is running. So you'll be able to compare with the baseline as well as the current plan, how it is running, and how where the delay is happening and what are the adjustments that you want to do, so that can be taken care of. Okay. And if you once again go to this the project level, so at the completion, so whatever the task, the hours, everything, so that you specified, and based on the assignments of the resources, so you'll be able to see the roll up of the costs that has been added here. And from here you can see the reports. Okay, so you can see the resource utilization report, so that on a bar view, so you can see the resource utilization report. So what are the resources that I utilized and how it is being utilized, whether it is overallocated or underallocated. So that information I can see, so the allocated hours or the available percentage, so based on that. Or if you want to see the heat map view, so the heat map view also can be viewed. So other reports like the plan versus actual, so how it is running in, so that will be able to view on. So what is the variance that is there, so whether it is a positive or a negative variance, so that I can see. And other task related reports. Okay, so the completion percentage, the status report is what you're seeing now, the completion percentage, so that is what you're seeing. And the other advanced reports like the task status based on owner. Okay, so this based on so info, so that it is there. So each of these are the open tasks where it is not completed. So if you want to drill down, so if you click that report, so it brings up here, and from here you can take on further information, and you can go ahead and take more details and analyze it. Okay. And so here also at the top level, at the project level, so the reports, so same like the reports what you are seeing there, so that you can see. So the project reports you can see. So the based on the owner, so I can see the status. Then based on the project groups, I can see the report. And from here also, if you click it, so it will take you there, and from there you can manage it. Okay, and status by owner. So all built-in reports. So all these things that you can make use, and you can make use of the filters and modify the reports, and accordingly manage these reports. So also you can see the various tasks that are assigned for yourself, for your team, so that you on a calendar basis on this particular day, so what are the tasks that are available, and for your team, so what are the things that is available. So accordingly you can manage the filter, and based on that you can see that. And the other feature that are available are the checklist. So for each and every task, so you can create a particular checklist, and so based on the checklist, the percentage how much is completed, the task will also get completed. And the other various different features, so you can make use of the task templates. So like what we saw initially, the project template. So you can use the task template a certain level of the task, so that you want to take it as a template, so that can be made as a template, and that can be reused for any of the projects, so that you want to make use. And then you can make use of the various different templates that are available. Okay, so the templates like the email templates, so you can create a certain level of email templates, so that you can make use. Okay, so you can create email template so that I can associate to the particular task, and then I can create an email alert, and then I can use a workflow rule also. So based on a certain update, so if I do some update, so based on that, I need to do some other update. So that also I can create that. Okay, so here when a task is updated for the start date, so that the task name, if it is this one, so I'm going to update that as 100%, and you send the email to that particular resource that is being added, so that automatically that it happens. Okay, so that is a workflow rule. In the same way, you can make use of the governance structure also. So you can create for your governance structure. So the governance that you can create, and so you can specify. So this is my workflows that is there. It's starting, so then it goes to the open status, so then you create the backlog, and then the in progress at each, then the testing, so what are the things that you have completed, so that you put it there. And so before the testing and during the testing and after the testing, so which are the fees that need to be updated, which are the alerts that you need to set, and what are the any webhooks or the custom functions that you need to create. So based on that, so that you can create for this workflow, and you can set the governance structure. So based on that, at each and every level, so the governance, so whether any compliance that you need to complete before going to phase 1 to phase 2, so those things, any approval that need to be completed, so those everything, so that you can set it here. So this is the full other various different features. Okay, and you have the issue tracker available, so where you can create the issue forms, the issue SLAs, or the business rules for the issues, all these things also you can able to create it. Okay, and the final thing is about the users. So it runs based on the security settings. So you can create the project manager level, the portal level, the executive level, team member level. So what they need to see, so that information alone that you can control and make use of that. And if you need to give some access to the client, so you will have the client users, and the client portal access can also be given. Okay, so the role-based as well as the profile-based permission settings can be maintained. Okay, so that brings to the end of the Zoho projects demo. So now I took 3 minutes extra, so I'll hand over to Subha to show up the Zoho sprints. So to Subha, take it.
My screen is visible, sir?
Yeah, you can see.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shubha Mariappan. With me, we'll see the demo on the Zoho Sprint. So let's get started with the features of Zoho Sprints in detail. So Zoho Sprints is a project management tool that functions on the principles of Agile Scrum methodology. It helps dynamics team plan, track, and iterate and deliver the fast-paced projects with ease. So to begin with, we have to create a workspace for our organization. So in the settings, you can see the workspace settings here. So you can see you can enter all the basic details here. So workspace is a prerequisite for creating a project. It is a common space for your users to access and manage all the projects and their related activities. So add your details such as work hours, timesheet settings, Scrum settings, web tab, and project status in the workspace setting before you begin with the project. And then after creating the workspace, you can create your work users also here. You can create your users also here. So you can create your profiles and roles for the users. Roles are the designation in your workplace, and profile is the permission to access the Zoho sprints, access the modules in the Zoho sprints. So you will add your individuals or teams who will work on the projects to this workspace. So you can also add the client users, vendors, roles and profiles, user groups within this manage users module. And then we'll move on to the projects page. So project in Zoho Sprint is a basic entity that houses the task, process, and the goals for a particular venture in your organization. So there can be multiple projects in your workspace. So this is a collaborative endeavor that your team will go through to achieve a product or a business goal. So we have 3 project folders like active, archive, and template. Active is the ongoing project. Archive is the completed project, and template is which you want to store it for your future use. So to create your project, you can use this link, like you can create a project or blank project, or you can create a template also. So creating a template is useful when you are creating the same type of project again and again, and the work items in the templates are readily added to your project if you have previous templates. So creating a project, in the sense, you will have to enter the project name, description, and project owner, start date, and the end date. And if you want to select the template, which is readily available in your Zoho Sprints, you can just add your templates here. So when you click create, the projects will be created. So we have set of sample projects here. And if you want to see about the project settings, you can see the project setting module here. So you can access these project settings based upon the requirements. And these are the sample projects which we have created. So just click on the project to view the project details here. And here we have the view details, project details. So total project details is displayed in this screen here. So we can add your description. If you want to add any comment with your users, or if you want to add your project users, that can be done in the project details. So this will show all the details of your project. So how many sprints you have, and what are the work items you have, and what are the releases you have in your project. So all these details are readily available in the project details page. And then regarding the projects page, you can also have 2 views, grid view and the list view. Grid view is the card view, where you have all the details displayed in a card-based view. And list view, it is in a spreadsheet view. So you can also adjust the columns over here in this column customization tabs. So here we have the filter facilities, quick filters and custom filters. Quick filters are predefined filters, and custom filters based on your own criteria. You can able to custom your project, and you can also use the search facilities to search your projects. So when you open the project, the first page you will get as a backlog page. So backlog is a list of work items that are necessary to achieve the project goal and set the roadmap for the team. So it is made up of the user stories, bugs, and any other task that needs to be completed. So there will be an empty backlog appears when you create your project. So backlog and the work items are the major fundamental aspects of Scrum. So these are the building blocks of your backlog. So each of your requirements can be considered as a work item. So here we can see there are different work items here, story, task, and bug here. So user story serves as a tool which is a requirement from the customer's perspective. And task is the smallest unit of your project management. And bug is indicative of an issue. So here also we have this plain view and the detailed view. Plain view, only the list will be there, and detailed view, you have all the details will be added as added in here. So you can just click on the work item to view all the details here. So this is my user story, and you can see different tabs are here to add the details. So here we can add the descriptions, and if you want to comment or chat with your users, project users, you can use this comments tab. And if you want to attach any files, you can use this tab. And here, if you want to log your working hours during when you're working on this particular work item, if you want to add your work logging hours, you can use this log hours. Or otherwise, you can use the start timer to enter the to track your timing. When you're starting the work item and when you're ending the work item. So both the things you can use. And sub items, in the sense any sub items needed to be completed before completing the parent item. So that can be added in here in the sub items. And meetings. So if you want to add any meetings related to your work item, you can add it here. And this is the status of the work item. And here we have the checklist also. So this will ensure you to complete everything that the work item entails on time. So it is an item plan that you defined right before you start work on an item. And you have the link work items, which helps you to create an association between similar, identical, or interdependent work items. So this allows you to track and manage those work items that are related to each other and be aware of how the progress of those work items affect each other. And we also have other details like tags. Tags enable you to label your work items for easy identification purposes, and it can be also color coded and assign the distinct terms to group work items under those labels. So here also you can just use this import and export to import the work items from other things and export the work items to the Excel or CSV file. And next, moving on to the sprint backlog. Sprint is a time box period during which all the tasks required to deliver on product goals for a particular iteration. Okay. So this is a crux of Zoho Sprints as an agile project management software. So it is based on the Scrum project management technique, and it is a sprint backlog. So this is a sprint backlog. It is a prioritized list of backlog work items that are required to achieve a specific sprint goal. So the team members are assigned work items from the backlog, which they need to complete within the sprint time frame. So here we can just add the sprints here. So here we can create your sprint. You can enter your sprint name, sprint owner, and you can enter the duration of the sprint. So by default, it will take 2 weeks. And if you want to change it, you can just choose your date. So you can enter the start date and finish date. So we can create your sprints here. So by clicking on the sprint, you can see all the sprint details of your created sprint. So like how many items are there, any comments. So if you want to group chat, so you can use this icon to start a group chat with your team for this particular sprint. And you can see the items over here. So if you want to add or add a new item, or if you want to associate any already created item, so those things can be done here. So we can also comment or create a meetings, enter the descriptions. All these things can be done in the sprint details page. So based on the total estimated points of the sprint, so you can see the total estimated sprints points for the sprint. So the charts are plotted on a daily basis. Okay. So you can also export the sprint data in a Excel file or a CSV file. And you can also view this sprint in a sheet view. So you can select sprint 2, and you can see there is a sheet view for the sprints like an Excel. So based on the permissions, the user can be able to view or edit the sprint. So once the sprint backlog is consolidated and the start date arrives, your sprint can be kick-started. So you can use this start button to start your sprint. So when you start your sprint, so it is automatically moved to the board section here. So here you will be tracking your update or track the status of work items. So you'll be just moving the cards to different columns, in progress or done. So based on this, the progress will be recorded. And after once the sprint is completed, you can use this complete sprint to complete your sprint. So if you want to cancel any sprints, you can also use this option. And if you want to replan any sprint, so if the values, estimation points are not can be completed within the sprint, you can use this replan sprint to replan it and start it again. And you can also use the import and export facilities within the sprint. And then we move on to the Epics tab. So the stories, tasks, and bugs, those can be broken down into, those can be grouped under an epic. So the items can be distributed across many sprints in which the epic, we can see whether the items are completed within the particular epic. Okay, so we have archive and active folders here, and we have different views like in the same project page, plain view, detail view, and the sheet view. And epic progress can be seen by using the estimation points or using the number of items. So here, when you click on a particular epic details, it will show you the total detail of an epic and the description and the commands for the epic. And you can also add create an item inside an epic, associate the already created item within this particular epic. And if you want to add any description or comments, you can add it here. And then move on to the release section. So release section in the sense, release can be defined as compilation of user stories from your product with a definitive end date, which it needs to reach the customer. So it is founded on the principle of continuous and incremental development. So this keeps your product up to date and bug free, and in turn keep your customer satisfied also. So here you can just create your new releases. So we have already created one release here. If you want to create, you can create your releases, and you can create new items within the releases, and you can also associate the items within the release. So we can just click on the release and you can see all the details of the release. So what are the items within the particular release, and what is the primary default details. Descriptions will be there, comments and meetings also you can just enter. And then we'll moving on to the board section. So board section is the Scrum board plays a vital role in project management. So it is a tracking system used to observe the progress of tasks in your project. So you can move the task across the board based on the progress. So the board is divided into different columns that represent a particular status of the work item. So for example, here you have the to do, in progress, and done status. And if you want to add any new columns like development in progress, waiting for review, approved, or waiting for approval, so those columns can be customized, and you can just move the cards into different columns based on the work done by the user. So these columns, they serve as an indicator of the progress and provide you information how far the item has gone. And here we have the swim lanes. So swim lane is a filtered list of information that categorizes the work items according to specific criteria. Okay, so it helps you to view progress based on different attributes of the work item. So we have different swim lanes here. So based on the assignees, we have a swim lanes, and based on the estimation points, we have the swim lanes. And based on the epics, we can see the swim lanes. So we can track the epic in a different swim lanes. And item type. So if you want to track your stories in a particular swim lane and task in a separate swim lane, you can use this swim lane features. And then moving on to the reports section. So reports help you to analyze the sprint performance quantitatively with data obtained from your application. So here we have a different set of reports for Zoho sprints. So here you can select a different sprint reports like sprint report, epic report, release reports, and timesheet reports. So when you select the sprint reports, you can see the sprint one is completed, and you can see the estimation point, the start date, planned end date, and the actual end date. So it also indicates whether it is completed on time, whether it is having any lag or not. And we have the velocity chart, which compares the committed velocity and the completed velocity, and the burn down reports, which shows you like how many items are remaining in your sprints, and burn up reports, which shows you the completed items. report. And we have the cumulative and you have the cumulative reports over here. Sprint process time, item process time. So similarly, you have the epic reports based on the epics. So based on the epics, you can see the reports like epic progress, epic burn down charts, and epic burn up charts. And we have the release reports also here. So based on the completed release, it will show the burn down charts and the burn up charts. And timesheets reports are also here, and which shows the timesheet details of the work items. So here we can see the work item type. Based on the work item type, we can see the log hours. And based on the users, we can see the log hours. And based on the month, we can see the log hours. And we can also able to see the actual versus planned report also. So one more module is like a timesheet module. So timesheet module is where the logged in hours are displayed here. So for each of the work item, we'll be logged in hours. So we'll be setting how much time we have taken to complete the work item. So using manual timesheet login hours, you can just enter the time, or you can use the starter timer facilities also, timer facility to record the time. So here you can see the logged in hours, what is the status of the timesheet and whether it is billable or non-billable, and what is the time taken to complete the work item. So you can use this page to record your login hours. And you can see the all the details also. And if you want, you can just export it to Excel file also. And here we have the filter also. Based on the filters, you can see the timesheet reports. And meetings, you can just use this to create your offline meetings, and you can set the timers or the reminders to attend the meetings for the sprint for the project users. And if you wanted to make it online, you can integrate with Zoho meetings and you can make it as online. And you have the bug tracker module also here. So whatever the issues which is recorded in the Zoho sprints, it is taken at it in a bug tracker module. So here we can see the issues are issue status will be here. So you can just open the details and you can see what is the issue and which sprint it is coming and who is the responsible person. You can just add your commands, attachments, and you can also link the issue with other issue types. You can use the timesheet to log your entries here. And this one is used to check your activity stream. And this will make you the checklist. So you can create a checklist to complete the particular issue. And then we have the dashboard modules. So Zoho Sprints comes with an elaborate dashboard that gives the overall data for the project. Okay, so if you want to see about a project dashboard, you can just go onto the project, go to the view details, and you have the dashboard section. So here you have the weekly digest, item completion reports, user engagement report, number of sprints in your project, what is the upcoming sprint, active sprint, completed sprint, and you have the backlog item types, tracking your backlog using the item types and backlog activity. So different set of reports are available in the dashboard section, and you can use it to track your project. And then we have the Epic dashboard. So you can just go on to the Epic page and you can see the Epic dashboard here. So based on the epics, you can see the associated items. How many associated items are there? What is the progress and what is the completion stated? And what is the sprints associated with that? And item status will be there. And log hours also, we can able to view this in the Epic dashboard. And we have the release dashboard also here. So we can click on the release. move to the dashboard section. Here also we can able to view the items based on the releases. So how many associated items are there? How many associated sprints are there? What is the item status? What is the billing hours? Compare the item by the item types and the approval logs, and actual versus planned. Actual versus planned. So these are the dashboard sections used for the project epics and the releases. And we have other automations also available. So here we can see automations like custom function. So it is composed of a group of delete statements that are combined to perform a certain task. And you also have a gallery functions that are predefined function provided to enable you to start automating certain tasks. And we have the webhook, which is a HTTP callback or push API that automatically sends real-time notifications to third-party application, and connections, which help you in integrating with other Zoho or external cloud services. And other than this, we have the marketplace where you have all the other applications available. So that is the third-party applications or Zoho applications. You can able to integrate with these applications also. So these are the features available in Zoho Sprints. Now I'll just take 2 more minutes to explain you about the CAPPM services. So CAPPM provides services like PPM consulting, which analyzes, identifies, and implements the project portfolio management solution for your organization. And EPPM and EAP implementation support for the products like Primavera, Altus, OnPlan, Zira, and Azure DevOps, Zoho projects, and Zoho sprints. So we also have agile coaching and transformation services for increased flexibility and responsiveness. And we have different training and certification programs for project management methodologies, agile management methodologies, etc. And we have technology integration and support, assisting with the selection, implementation, and optimization of project management software. We have business process improvement, which streamlining the workflows and optimizing the processes for greater efficiency and effectiveness. So CAPPM focuses on practical approach, ensuring solutions that are tailored to your specific needs and context. So with the best practices and methodologies to achieve optimal project outcomes. So we have a team of highly qualified and experienced professionals with a proven track record of success, and CAPPM uses cutting edge technology to empower your project management process with a client-centric focus on collaboration and a deep understanding of each client's unique challenges. So these are the different services offered by CAPPM. We have PPM advisory services, business agility services, professional services, implementation services, and development services, and training services. We also offer placement and other services. So these are our upcoming sessions for free webinars and the trainings and workshops. So we have 3 webinars, and these are the latest trainings or workshops we have for this month. So you can also use this cappmpl.com website to visit other informations. And thank you, and please feel free to ask your questions. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. So we're open for questions. So if you have any questions, you can just raise your hand. So you can put it in Q&A or raise your hand. So we'll activate your, enable your mic so you can ask the question. So Asif put a question so that in the task view, there are bolded headings on those tasks, and below those were the subtask. So what you saw in the Zoho projects, the bolded heading or the summary task, and what you saw below the bolded, so without bold, so those are the subtask and the subtask. Okay. And here's another question in the sprint, Zoho sprint. So in sprints, can we add roles without giving them access. For instance, having a contractor, we need to assign them tasks for tracking purposes. However, the Scrum Master wants to track those. Is it possible to just add them as role and not give them access or permissions to the sprints or projects? I think it's not possible. So
Sir, what's the question?
yeah, so in sprints, so can we add roles without giving them access? So, for example, so a contractor
No,
is there.
we have to add the profile, because the profile only shows like what is the module you can able to access.
Yeah. Okay.
So just we cannot able to add the simply role. So the profile will show you what is the which module you can access in Zoho Sprints.
Okay. 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 Thank you. So only from Asif we got the questions. Anyone else? Any questions? Or just raise your hand. We'll open the mic. No questions. Okay, so at any point you can also send us an email with any of your questions to hs@cappmpl.com, so we can also reply to you, and shared the feedback link in the chat section. So if you can put your feedback, so that would be helpful for us, and so we can see you back in our next webinars. So we are 3 minutes behind, so thank you so much for joining. So we'll see you back later. So whoever is registering for the next webinar, so we'll see you there. Okay, thank you, and please fill up the feedback.